it's your boy RM today. I want to talk about one thing. So, I was kind of reading some articles and stuff like that because I was keeping track of The Little Mermaid because I'm very interested in this movie because of how crazy it is and, destroying the past for the sake of making this quote unquote kind of a better future. Something that's more diverse, something that's more, you know, welcoming to everyone in a broad spectrum of an audience. Now, not to say, being kind to one another despite your comings of, the color of your skin to the way you speak to your nationality, you know, we shouldn't be mean to each other based off of that. However, if I say Hollywood is gaslighting us in this trying to like something even though we don't like it. And in turn, we the audience are called racist, bigots, and everything else along the lines of that regard. So I was looking around, news media articles, like for example, like I was reading something on the BBC News. It says The Little Mermaid 2023 or yeah, 2023 cast says Disney's film diversity is wonderful, quote unquote. And of course, it says Haley Bailey, there's a Halle Bailey, says she has been moved to tears by the joyful reaction of some people had to her cast as Ariel. Now, here's the thing. The only tears I've seen is after Scuttle singing that rap song there. If anything, people were actually leaving the theaters after that, is in my experience. So why would you want to do that? Now, then it goes on to try gaslighting you into saying basically how, well, this movie wasn't made to, teach a broader message or anything. Nothing nice and broad that, the audience could actually put themselves in the shoes of the character and maybe learn a thing or two, maybe learning like the original Little Mermaid 1989 version on like, hey, I would love to, you know, you see how, well, sometimes you need to, sacrifice something or something to someone you love, in order to help them or prevent them from getting into trouble. We've seen this with Trident, basically destroying the statue that represents and symbolizes like the man she wants to go up, to the surface world too. But him destroying it means that, hey, I am willing to risk my reputation and actually have it be damaged of what Ariel thinks of me to keep her alive. I'd rather have her alive and be mad at me than her being dead and being satisfied with me agreeing with her. Now, and then we see this on with other characters as well. But if anything, it just kind of shows this nice message. You don't actually have to actively think that out. You just feel it, and you kind of get a sense of, oh, sacrifice, the feeling and stuff like that. And it's not screamed at your head. In this case, it's literally self inserts. We literally Haley Bailey, she's like, whatever. It's like she talks about like, yeah, I filmed this film just for, like for me. It's almost like a self insert of, yeah, I filmed this film because people need to know how good life would be, whatever, doing this, that, and the other. It's to the point where we see some of the most stupid things because she's like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It says, I am overjoyed. I get to represent this one for the new generations. It is a joy, feeling to be followed, to follow, such actress Haley, being revealed as it. And it's like, do I care? I don't care. That you're thrilled to be a generational icon. That's the thing. At the end of the day, you're an actress or, in some other films, actor. Your job is to be good at portraying a character. Now, if you're good enough, people will recognize your name and remember you for your wonderful performances. However, it is quite self-centered of the actors and actresses, especially in Hollywood, to say, oh, I can't wait to carve out a new generation of this ideology we have carved. It's like, no, shut up. Shut up. We don't want that. Can you listen up now? Now, if anything, in Hollywood, it doesn't make much sense on why you would want to do that. It doesn't make much reality. If anything, you want this to be as broad as possible. You don't want your films to be merely related to, you know, your very selective ideology sets, and then force shove them down people's throats. If people don't want them, people don't want them. You should have learned from the first few films you made with this woke bullshit and learn, hey, no one wants this ideology. Let's go back to making what we were making before, or experiment with something else. But no, you keep throwing this shit down our throats. And then when you're upset that we don't like it, we, the audience, hate your film because we don't like your message. We don't like your ideology. It's trash. It doesn't make much sense. Now, now you just don't go along the way and call us racist and bigots. It doesn't make much sense. Like, why would I, you know, go and be upset if like for example, if I had a restaurant, right, and let's say I opened my new restaurant and I go through, right, and let's say I hire people, like for example, I need a head chef, someone to make my food, plan and make the food and everything. Well, what if I just hired people based off of who I didn't want to piss off? Like, well, Billy the banker, he's the one who gave me the loan to open this restaurant. So I'm going to hire his daughter, Miranda, because I don't want to piss him off because he wants me to do it. Not just because she literally has no experience of being a chef, but just because I don't want to piss off this powerful person. So I'll hire her. And then, then it would be the same as me or even the head chef getting pissed off when a customer says, well, my burger is undercooked. This stuff is not prepared right. And it's like, well, I didn't hire the right chef for. I didn't hire actually, literally an actual chef for the job. I hired just some random bozo off the street and expected them to cook professionally. And then me getting pissy about, hey, yo, I literally just hired someone who doesn't know anything, and now the customer's complaining about the lack of quality because this person doesn't know quality. Now, that does not seem like a majorly good business plan. If anything, that sounds like a way to destroy my restaurant as a whole. Because once you lose reputation as a restaurant, you are dead. In this case, this translates over to Hollywood, I would say, because you might ask, why would this be Hollywood? Now, Hollywood is basically doing the exact same thing, but instead of chefs, they're hiring incompetent writers that are like saying, hey, yo, let's make a story about us the people. She-Hulk, let's make it just like us. Women that are almost hitting middle age, where we don't have a boyfriend or anything like that, where we're not attractive as we think, like let's put a self-insert of what we'd want to be, who we'd want to be, and become that powerful. Or Little Mermaid's case, it's literally just Haley Bailey being like, yeah, I want to represent the new generation of this woke ideology of, yeah, diversity is great, we love diversity, gaslight the audience into believing it. It's like, no, you can't gaslight someone into believing it as well as you would think, if more than anything. Because the other thing too is we see more things too where it's like, yeah, Haley Bailey says the Little Mermaid will see Ariel leave the ocean for more than a boy, and it's like, okay, all right, Heat Vision, do I care? No, I don't care, because sure, that might have sounded a little weird on the first one, but I'm going to be real with you. I've seen people do worse stuff. I've seen people do stupider stuff for the name of love. And did it work out? In some cases, yes, it did work out. Other cases, no, they were rejected and it didn't work out for them. But at the end of the day, it shows that Ariel took a risk. And the film is all about risks, sacrifices, and stuff like that. So it just plays in with the message. And it makes Ariel sound less of like a ignorant, narcissistic, self-interest person and more of a loving and caring mermaid who cares about the people that she's around and wants to surround herself with such minded people who would, care and have compassion for one another. But once you say, no, she's not leaving the ocean for a boy. She's just leaving the ocean for herself, and then along the way she picks up this little bitch boy and drags him along and makes her basically do her bidding of, yes, my queen, I will get you your shoes, and then just sadly trots along, and fetches her whatever she needs. It's kind of sad, honestly. It turns your message in from like this wonderfully crisp looking apple into some rotten, decrepit looking core of once was a beautiful franchise. And it's just bad for everyone. It doesn't make much sense. It sucks. And when it doesn't work as you would expect, because after all, this film costed $250 million to make. And that's before we add in most likely double, and I honestly think it's more like 300 million for the budgeting department, or or advertisement, I mean to say, because they have been pushing this film hard for like the past, was it more, for like a year almost. They've been pushing this thing through with all their trailers, backlash. They put more trailers out to show how good it is. We gotta gaslight the audience into loving it. Give us more money. Consume product and be happy for the next new product. It's, come on, we gotta work on this crap. Let's go. And it doesn't work like that, Disney. Come on, you only made 343 million, and that's not going good. Literally, because all your money is literally domestic. And here's the thing, that's not good domestically either. Because most of the people in the world that are going to get you all that money to make you a $1 billion movie, like you'd probably hope, outside the US. But it's just so self-centered of these Hollywood writers and actresses and actors to think this way. It's not a way to go. If at the end of the day, you should be entertaining us, not giving us ideologies and crap like that. You shouldn't be giving us propaganda and a quote unquote kind, well, maybe not a quote unquote, but like a stupid
ideology of, yeah, this will better the world. Everyone should think like us. They should be like us.
It's like, no, everyone's gonna think differently. Everyone's gonna have their own opinion. At the end of the day, you need to respect that. You can put an idea out in a film, but don't get pissy with the audience if they don't like it. Don't be upset, aggravated, and feeling like you've been assaulted for something you put yourself into the right hands to be, subjected to. It doesn't make much sense. Now, this thing, and I hope this film flops. I hope legitimately it doesn't even break even, because I pretty sure I don't think I'd want to see Disney make any more money off of these live action remakes. They need to know, we need to let the past die. That's the thing. Well, you should always remember the past, but the things we have in the past, let them die. Stop bringing them back just for more. One more adventure, one more this, that, and the other. It doesn't work like that. Leave it leave it behind. We don't need this anymore. And if anything, you are destroying once a beautiful film, and you're tainting it with a horrible film and standing its name forever. Now, there are not many films left that haven't probably been touched by Disney, but at the end of the day, I feel like they're gonna trying to milk those too, even though the cow's udders are dry. Now, I leave you with this, fair audience members, viewers, and people who I like, my subscribers. Now, do you think Disney will ever learn, or do you think they'll die trying? Because I think they're gonna die trying, and I don't think they'll come back from it. Or if they could, they had to do something very drastic. Now, everyone, I wish you adieu and have a wonderful day. And if you guys are new, subscribe, and as always, leave a comment down below. I want to see how you lovely people think. And if you disagree with me, I would like to see your take, because, everyone has their own opinions. And like always, guys, have a wonderful day. I am out.
Yay! You made it to the end of the video! Yeah, you're pretty cool. I'm just gonna say that right now. And I think something's wrong with me right now. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but something's wrong. I'll fix it by the next video. Now I'm gonna go pass out. So, okay guys, you can go. What? Why are you still here? Huh? You like the video so much? You're staying really this far? Oh, much appreciated. Okay, you can go now.